America rules, and so does real American beer. Get some, brother.
All right, and this is another episode of Cubfidential Season 4. We're going to be doing a recap of the Tokyo series and a little bit more. I'm Denzel Snipes. JB Ellis is usually in this slot, but yeah, I called him out last night on Sideline Sports. So I'll call him out again. He decided not to be with us today because he's off doing this. That's JB Ellis, our very own, live in Tokyo for the Tokyo series for Dodgers Cubs. And we will be recapping both games as well as more. Well, we're kind of tag teaming it tonight. We're going to bring in our boy Jason. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just doing pretty good here. Not so great of a start. Shaky start for the Cubs. We'll take a look at them. Then again, they were facing the reigning World Series champions.
Yeah,
Saw a little bit of potential out there, but actually wanted to play these video clips. This is from our very own JB Ellis and his fiance Deb. See here. I got a couple of clips, and here we go. This is from the Tokyo Dome. That was an awesome showing right there, especially with all the cell phone lights going off in the
oh
crowd
yeah.
and everything. Oh yeah, here's another one right here. Really great footage shot by Deb and JB.
Yeah,
You saw the display. They were playing the national anthem. Let's see. I have some more pictures here as well. This is a great shot inside the Tokyo Dome. Another one here. And then we also have an action photo right here.
that's nice. I like that one.
Yes. That was a great shot. Overall, it was a great outing out there, but we'll get right down to business here. And MLB in Tokyo. In the first game, Dodgers beat the Cubs 4-1. Imanaga had 4 innings pitched. He had 2 strikeouts, but had 4 bad balls. Amaya did go 1 of 3 for an RBI. Bit of a shaky start for the Cubs. Jason, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd just like to say there's 5 players from Japan in that series. And that was Suzuki, Shota, Otani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki. So that was a great representation of Japanese baseball, you know. Shota, he struggled. He gave up 4 walks, and that's a career high for him. So I'm not going to look into it too much. First game of the year, so they all look shaky, to be honest with you. So I give him a little leeway. He threw 69 pitches, so I think Council said that they were going to top him off at 70. So, but yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, you're kind of going after. I know that these 2 games here, they're doing it weird here because it's like the regular season in the middle or at the tail end of like spring training because both these teams got to go back and then they got spring training games and then like opening day.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so it's really weird, and we'll actually get to the international thing here in just a minute. The second game, which was earlier this morning, I'm in Central Time Zone. Jason, you are too. They had like 5 a.m. But
Yeah.
the Cubs put up some more runs, but the Dodgers won 6-3. Otani hits a home run in front of his home crowd. But Hap Swanson and Tucker hit RBIs. Tucker with his first RBI as a Cub. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of looked at it as Suzuki and Bush, man. They're both getting off to a rough start. Suzuki and Bush both had three strikeouts in the game. So, um, with Suzuki, you want to kind of get some more, I guess, good bats. I know. I think I heard on the radio. I think it was either Bush or Shaw, one of the two. Bush had a 3-0 count and
Mhm.
he swung at the next pitch and just a infield pop up, and that's just a horrible at bat.
Yeah,
You got to make the pitcher work a little bit, and especially if you're 3-0 and you're down, say you're down 6-1 or whatever, you got to find a way to get on base, and that's just not a way to get on base.
yeah. I mean, in the pros, there's a lot of leeway, especially if you are a superstar at bat. You kind of can call your own shots. But anyone that's ever played like little league ball, your coach tells you on 3-0, don't swing, don't
Yeah,
swing. That kind of was a time period to take it back to the basics. But Hap came
yeah.
through as usual. Swanson came through as usual. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, and I like to look at the numbers. So they were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and they also left 11 guys on base. And that's just a terrible way to start the season. It's just not good. And I don't understand why they can't manufacture runs. When you're down in a game like that, you get a guy on base, like say PCA gets on base. He's going to steal some bases. He's going to get in the position to score.
Right.
That's your job to move those guys over. And I think I saw in the first game, Suzuki grounded out the second and moved the player to the third. So I mean, he did his job in that fact, but they just couldn't score.
Yeah, and you've heard me say it, especially in the postseason. You know, runners left in scoring position can be the biggest killer. It's one thing if you just can't get on base. It is
Yeah,
what it is. It was the opposite the opposite team starting rotation in their bullpen's day. But
yeah,
when you get a guy on second, guy on third, you got to cash those runs in. I could
yeah,
live with being 6 of 7 with runners in scoring position. But 1 in 7 with scoring runners in scoring position, you figure the Dodgers put up 6 runs. That makes the
yeah.
difference if you cash in like five more runs. You go 6 and 7 with a runner in scoring position. You hold off the Dodgers, you win that game.
Yeah. And the first game they had 9 strikeouts. And then in the second game they had 12 Ks. So and not to disregard Yamamoto, but dude, his stuff in the first game was just like filthy. His splitter was so friggin' nasty, man. It's hard to get a grip on that. It's hard to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. The teams have got to kind of find a way around it and everything. But that was the MLB in Tokyo series. Moving on to our Watch Cub alert. Catcher first baseman Moises Ballesteros for the Iowa Cubs. As you see here in 2024, he had a 289 batting average, a little bit more than solid. 19 home runs, 78 RBIs. Your thoughts on this kid?
Yeah, I don't really know too much about him. I know that he during the postseason or spring training or before that, he lost a little bit of weight. So that's good. And if he could bring in, the production that he had last year in 2024 with the 19 home runs, 78 RBIs, we need that from a catcher.
Yes.
Not only that defensively, but offensively. We need that. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I miss Wilson Contreras because like in my opinion, he did both, and he was good at both. He was good at throwing runners out on the base pass, and he was a good batter. So I miss him in that regard. But if Amaya and Kelly can um put together some offense and still play defense at a good rate, I think they'll have a good year.
And you're talking about a dude that's playing catcher and first base as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
so that gives Craig Counsell a lot of leeway here as far as putting together. I mean, you kind of figure it's a good problem to have, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially if, I mean, if Bush gets hurt or anybody gets hurt, if Amaya gets hurt or Kelly gets hurt, whatever, they call him up. He could play, catcher, first base, put him in a spot.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, and with guys like him, James Triantos, or Triano, excuse me. Uh, I would like to see now in all three of our Watch Club alerts that we've done thus far. Their projected exit date from the Iowa Cubs is 2025, is this year, and I
Okay.
think that I'm even gonna say at least one. I think two of the three will get called up to the main roster at one point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially Triano's, because you figure, well, when we covered Cubfidential last week, you know, he went 2 of 2 and had several RBIs, so
Right.
that's a little something to take a look at. I want to say I I'll say about next week because he's one kid that I do want to keep my eyes on and everything, and I do want to see him eventually move up, and 'cause I think he's a second baseman.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a second. He plays second,
Yeah.
and really see what this kid could do. But this Ballesteros kid, I mean, 289 batting average is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
19
Yeah.
homers, and granted, I know they play less games in the minors and everything.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you were to inflate that for a Major League Baseball main roster regular season, you play 162 games on pace 19 homers. That's probably 30 if he keeps that consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if he's playing I mean, obviously every day it's a longer season. So,
Yeah, you figure here it ends with at least 26. 78
yeah.
RBIs, you could probably inflate that to 100. Reliable
Yeah.
dude to me, if you ask me.
What do you think about Shaw
Shaw,
so far?
Shaw, Shaw, solid as well. Shaw is solid also. It'd be a fight, and again, a good problem to have to see which ones you Ballesteros, Trianos, Shaw, which one will get called up. Now, here's the deal: if the Cubs have a bit of an injury bug, you figure when they had Bellinger, right?
Yeah.
Bellinger kind of had issues staying healthy and such. So if the injury bug hits again, it's nothing to call either one of these three up to the roster. But
Right.
Shaw's another damn solid kid I would like to see get his shot at the big time as well. Your
Yeah,
thought?
I think he's just got to figure out major league pitching. His defense is pretty good. I mean, he had that throwing error, but honestly, when I watched that game, I wouldn't even thrown that ball. Because the way that his body was positioned, the guy was safe already. So I would have held on to that ball, but that's just me. But I think defensively, he's going to be, top notch. But he's just got to get used to MLB pitching and figure that out. And I think he'll be good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll move on to our last topic here. Well, second to last, rather. So every year they've had the tradition of the MLB in Tokyo and everything, and you've seen, from the still shots and from the clips that we played, and it's been like this every single time that you see a baseball game in Tokyo, even if it's like the baseball classic, you figure, right?
Yeah.
Um, Now, the National Football League has been holding more games overseas, and we have seen the success rate. They went from doing one a year to two a year, and now it's like 8 a year or something like that, like six, eight
Yeah.
a year.
Yep.
Should the MLB have more international games, international series? And what would you think about an MLB All Star game overseas?
Mm. Um, as far as the All-Star game, I think it would be great. Travel wise, not so much. I think they would have to give those guys a pretty long break. Um, and I know a lot of guys are kind of iffy about the All-Star game. They would rather, spend time with their family or spend time with their wife and kids or whatever. But yeah, I think it would be great for the game of baseball. I don't know how travel arrangements would work out and how long of a time off period they would need, to get back in the swing of things.
Right. Yeah. I think that this is just me. I think that they should do it. I think they should try it. They should.
Yeah.
I mean, if any fan complains, oh, well, I won't get a chance to go to the game. Well, there's been how many All-Star games in the past?
Yeah, right, right.
You had your shot then. I'm just saying, it's not like they're permanently playing over there. But
Yeah,
I mean, and if it's pretty good, if it works out, I mean, you can work it out to where you have one. I don't know, every 5 to 7 years or something. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
just imagine the MLB All-Star game in Japan at the Tokyo Dome. Just
Oh yeah,
imagine how that would turn out.
yeah. I mean, that place was rocking in the Tokyo series. You showed the picture with all the camera, the phone lights. That
Yeah.
was amazing. Kind of remind me of Jay Uso when he does Yeet when he comes out. So it
Oh
was kind
yeah,
of
yeah. That's just
it's
because gonna
kind of
look at
cool, man.
Mania too. Yeah,
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 absolutely.
yeah,
And then not only that, but we highlighted. You figure 5 Japanese players that played in this series.
yeah.
You can expect more. For the All Star game. And it doesn't even have to be Japan. You can go to Europe, go to Germany.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
go to or if you can manage to pull this off, go to Cuba. It's
Yeah.
happened
There you go.
before. It's
Yeah.
happened before.
Oh yeah.
So but no, but at a minimum, I think that they should explore having, if at all, a 2 game series, just like the last 2 days. They should explore playing more games overseas. I think that, especially since baseball is such a worldwide sport already.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
And last but not least, we will have our cover dud. So you saw Kyle Tucker get his first RBI. Um, if he stays healthy, cover dud. He'll hit above 300 this season.
Uh, the way he's started right now, I would say dud. But I mean, like I said, it's 2 games into the season. Um, it's overseas, the travel, whatever excuses you want to make. But um, I don't know. I think like right now is a good signing. So um, I don't see him hitting over 300 though.
Mhm.
Maybe like 280, 290, somewhere around in that vicinity, but not over 300.
Okay, so you got it at a slight dud then.
Yeah, slight dud.
Mhm. I mean, I'm gonna say Cub just because I've seen what he can do fully healthy on the Astros. You know,
Yeah,
he can be that 25, 30 home run guy. I'm not saying he's, gonna hit the moon at 380 or anything like that.
right.
I
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
him batting, 312, 310.
yeah, yeah. I think he's gonna like. I mean, I think he's gonna be good at Wrigley. I could see him hitting like 25, 30 home runs, maybe like but maybe 90 to 100 RBIs, maybe a little bit over 100. But you got to get guys on base in front of him. So
Yeah. I
see
mean,
what
maybe he could be
happens.
the one to turn it around and start cashing in those runs. But
Yeah, absolutely.
well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our time. Thank you for tuning in to Cubfidential. Be on the lookout for all of our great shows on the network: Sideline Sports Show, The Gauntlet. Let's see, First and 56, Terrible Talk. Also, Basket Bros, Resurrection will be coming soon. It's going to be with myself and Dom DeRubius. There'll be more to come on that one. Also, LinkedIn Podcast is coming back. That'll be with James Tatum and Cameron, who just joined the network. So for Jason and all the good folks, we will see you all next week. JB will be right back in his seat, and hopefully he isn't being kidnapped by the Yakuza right now or something like that. But we'll see you all later. Thank you for tuning in to Cubfidential. We are out of here.
See ya.
America rules, and so does real American beer. Get some, brother.